All right, good morning. My name is Jeremy Pierce, Operations Section Chief for CAL FIRE Incident Management Team. I'm here on the line incident for your morning update for September 15th. So starting down in the Highland area, of course, that area has been repopulated. We still have crews on patrol status. We've had a couple of minor things that the crews have been taking care of, like hazard trees and stuff like that. But for the most part, we have no real issues down there, no smokes, no heat. Our IR flight looks good down there, but the crews will continue to be down there to take care of any calls for service in that area. Moving up the 330 corridor over here on this west side of the fire. As one of our primary missions was to hold that. It's held for the last week, and we're continuing to fly our IR ship. We have no heat in that area, and it looks all the way good up to the City Creek Fire Station. Yesterday was a big day north of the City Creek Fire Station. There's that City Creek drainage is extremely steep. Very hazardous terrain, extreme terrain. Crews have been in there, and it's just taken a long time. They've had to cut out that fire that slopped over the 330 about a week ago. So it's taken quite a while, but yesterday they finally completed that project. We'll continue to monitor it. We'll continue to fly our IR, and we'll have crews in there to take care of anything that may heat up. But we're very confident that 330 corridor now, all the way to the top, is going to be held and is within our fire perimeter, and it should stay right where it is. So big day yesterday as far as the City Creek drainage. Yesterday up in the Running Springs area, we surged about 500 plus firefighters in that area. We had the big island, about 500 acres, which is right here under Running Springs at the very top. That 500 acre island is got heat at the very bottom of it, but we expected that to be about a 3-day project or 4-day project. And with the number of crews that we were able to get in there and the plan that they developed, we were able to really cut that down, and they were able to get about 3/4 of the way around that and identify all the heat sources in there and take care of them as well. They're still mopping up on these sections down low, as well as some of the sections coming down into this V. There's the N09 road, which we opened up with dozers because of the debris from the fire itself, and they're able to get into this area right here and pick up the hot spots that are down on that lower southern section of that big finger. With that, that's going to speed up that process to try to finish up this last little bit of this finger. And so it's definitely looking a lot better up in that Running Springs area. Then moving across the top of this fire, up in this section on the very top on the backside of Keller Peak. When that fire ran over Keller Peak and got on the backside, we had multiple spot fires a couple days afterwards because it made another run, and it's over on that Children's Trail. Like I said yesterday, all those spot fires have been rung. They're cleaned up. They're cold. They're starting to mop up 300 feet in. So this whole northern portion of the fire mop up continues with a goal of getting it to 300 feet, which means we've got it down to bare mineral soil on the line, as well as we've picked up any smokes, any stump holes, any ash pits, anything like that that may heat up and cause us problems. So we'll continue through that process all day today, and we'll get this all taken care of. We've got contingency line that's been punched in on the backside of Spring Valley. That's going to continue. There's a lot of rock out there, but the crews are tying in existing roads into rock outcroppings with dozers and hand crews and trying to build contingency line around all that community and out in front of that community. Moving around on the other side of the fire over in the Bear Creek drainage up on the top here. That Bear Creek drainage is kind of our Achilles heel. It's extreme terrain. It's really unsafe for firefighters to get down in there. We've had rolling material that's gone from top to bottom in that area. It's full of big rock screes from top to bottom as well. But there are portions of it with an enormous amount of vegetation that's 10 feet high of manzanita down in the lower sections. That's where the fire's held up right now, is in that lower section, especially on the on the east side. That east side has been making some runs up towards the Mesa Bluff area. Yesterday it did that as well, and the Siberia Creek drainage, it made a run pretty hard up to the top, hit the Mesa Bluff. Crews were up there waiting for it using the veg management huge veg management project up above Big Bear there that the Forest Service has put in, spent an enormous amount of money. That veg project vegetation management project up there was what allowed us, when it made that run, to pick up anything up on that Mesa Bluff. Very high confidence we'll be able to do that. It's going to continue to make those runs until we get a significant weather change. We're still operating our aircraft in there to keep it in check, but once again, it gets smoked out in those valleys. It's that smoke settles deep down in there, especially when the humidities come up. So we'll continue to do that. We'll continue to run our IR flights. We'll continue to use our night dropping helicopters. We have our dozer line up off the Mesa Bluff that's continuously being punched in with both a primary line and a contingency line. And that has led to our success up there, and to the repopulation and the Big Bear, taking them off the order and putting them into a warning, is because of all that work up there. So it's going to continue today, and it'll continue tomorrow. As we move farther east, Clark's Grade, which is this little finger right here, yesterday afternoon, that's where we had our challenges. That fire stood up and made a big run on us, pushed our line. It challenged our line. We had a slop over about 30 acres. We put our aircraft on it. All of our crews punched that out, caught that 30 acres, have cut it out. It's in extreme terrain, and we kept our aircraft on it all night long, for as long as we could before they timed out. And today, I'm happy to say that we've got line around that fire. We've got a couple spots around it that they're going to vet, and they're going to do what's called gridding, where the crews will get out on that steep terrain and look for any hot spots, and they'll pick all those up. So that's what's going on today, all day. We expect to have a similar fire conditions today that we had yesterday. So there's a high potential that fire will do something similar, but we're in a place now up in that area with our fire crews that we feel confident that we'll have the same outcome as yesterday. As we move down into the Seven Bridges Road down in here, Seven Oaks Road, all the way down this section right here that moves west. Hand crews, dozer lines, all been put in there. It's gone direct in most of it, and it looks really good. Coming down into this section down in the Santa Ana River drainage, crews are working on this piece, but this piece that runs east is backing down the mountain. So there'll be some smoke in there. There's some heat in there. It's not favorable terrain for us to cut it out. We're trying to wait for it to back down and get to a place where we can actually attack that fire. It's not a threat, but it is certainly something that we need to take care of, and we will be in there monitoring it. And then as we move down the 38 corridor looks great. Angeles Oaks looks really good. This piece, we're getting ready to put into some black line here, which that's our confidence level, as well as some of this down in here. And we'll have pockets where we can call contained, and other pockets that we're still going to be dealing with. And it's all terrain based. It's extremely tough terrain out there. So as it gets into terrain that we can work in, we'll start attacking it with our crews. Coming all the way around the backside down the Santa Ana River drainage and back towards the dam, it's all looking good. Super happy with the progress. It's a tremendous amount of work that everybody's put in here, and I'm happy to say that we're really starting to get a good hold on most of this fire, with our problem spots really being up on the grade here in the Bear Creek drainage, and on this backside backing down. Those are our three problem areas. So that is your update for the line fire for September 15th. Thank you.